All right, before we get to the Big Ten showdown going on this weekend, if you want to get free plays sent right to your cell phone from Jim Feist, just go to jimfeist.com. Top right-hand corner of the website is a place to put in your text cell number to get free plays every day right from Jim Feist. Also, make sure you click on the link above us if you want to sign up for Jim's YouTube page. It's called Sports Betting, and it's free. All right, guys, we have a Big Ten showdown. Boy, biggest Big Ten game of the year here is Michigan State is going to be hosting Ohio State. Early number, Michigan State opened 2 and then shot up to 3.5. Do have some weather to be concerned about. Temperature 40 degrees, 11-mile-an-hour winds. That's nothing really this time of year. On the other hand, there's a 60% chance of rain, so keep an eye on that. It's a revenge games, too, as they met in the Big Ten title game last year. Ohio State was 5.5, 6-point favorite, and Michigan State really took it to them 34-24 with 438 yards. And really, because of that game, Urban Meyer kind of overhauled his defensive coaching staff a bit. Now we have a Ohio State team that's winning and covering 7-1 straight up, 6-2 against the spread. They're also on a 7-1 run over the total. The freshman quarterback, J.T. Barrett, has been terrific. 23 touchdowns and 7 interceptions, and the defense is 17th in the country in points allowed. Sean, you don't see an Urban Meyer team in the role of underdog very often.
Well, it's kind of a replay of that playoff game from last year. Michigan State at home, you're right, is 3 and 3.5 against Ohio State. This is an 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's an ABC game. Kind of interesting for whatever it's worth. The Oregon game. The one problem Michigan State has is they lost to Oregon earlier in the year, so they don't have the tiebreaker against Oregon. If Oregon wins out, I think I mentioned before, they go to the Rose Bowl, in my opinion, against Alabama. But the Oregon game will start 2 hours later, so Michigan State has to play no matter what happens. Not that they need much motivation. They not only have to win here, but they need help elsewhere to have any kind of playoff implications. And you're right about the weather. I looked it up. It looks like it's going to be about 32, 33 degrees. There's some rain and snow in the forecast for this thing. Ohio State 7-1 straight up. They're 6-2 against the number. They just blew out Illinois at home. They need a win here, big time, and they need some help. TCO or an Alabama loss for a playoff shot. How about Ohio State? Gone. Seven of the Ohio State games have gone over the total, and 6 of the Michigan State games have gone over the total. So these teams put up numbers, and they play fairly good defense. Michigan State, same thing, 7-1 straight up. They're 5-3 against the number. They're 6-2 to the over, as I said before, by 13 points a game, by the way. And a loss here just ends their playoff hopes. Period. End of story. Michigan State coming off a bye, as you said, and they're also 0-4 straight up and against the number run here versus Ohio State since 2004. So they have problems here. Big game for Ohio State. A win here, and any of the other contenders lose a game, and Ohio State has a playoff shot. It depends on how the committee's going to see it and who's doing the losing. But here's a number I did look up. Since 2002, Ohio State, 17-2, 15-4 against the number in revenge from the previous season. I'm going to take Ohio State plus the 3 points.
Okay, well, this Ohio State team has been covering for quite a while. In Big Ten play, they have some just incredible numbers, 54-26 and 2 against the spread, and Ohio State on the road, 35-16 and 1 against the spread. This is a tough situation here. This is an amazing Michigan State team. Powerhouse last year with only 1 defeat. They're great again, 7-1 straight up, 5-3 against the spread, 9-1 run over the total. In fact, 14-5-1 ATS run. The offense is incredible. Tremendous balance, over 250 yards rushing and passing per game. Junior quarterback Connor Cook was sensational in that Big Ten title game. He got the great backfield with Langford, Hill, Tony Lepet, the wide receiver, averaging over 20 yards per catch. And the defense is outstanding too. So, Jeff, are these Spartans, are they capable of being a top 4 team and playing in the playoffs in January?
Oh, yeah, of course. But all of you who's watching the show all season has seen that I haven't had good luck with Ohio State when I'm giving them out as best bets. So my credibility for this game is less than it should be. But
I think he's laying off.
Ohio State killed him. Hey, last week's when we should have been on him.
Yeah, I know. I'm not on him. J.T. Barrett hurt his knee in the versus Penn State, but he stayed in the game, and he played in the first half against Illinois. Led the Buckeyes to a 31-0 halftime lead. Cardell Jones took over in the second half. The question is, will Barrett have the same results versus a much tougher opponent here with the Spartans? Michigan State won last year's game 34-24. It was a huge disappointment for the Buckeyes. They were devastated. You could tell by the way they performed in the bowl game against Clemson. Michigan State's had 2 weeks to prepare. They're on a 13-5 against the spread run, dating to last season. Jeremy Langford is averaging 105 rushing yards per game. Connor Cook completing 61% of his passes, 17 TDs, 5 interceptions. Ohio State has racked up a lot of points versus lesser teams, but when they face those teams with decent defenses such as Virginia Tech and Penn State, offenses struggle a little bit. So I'm going to go with. I'm not going to bet this game, obviously, but if it would be Michigan State or nothing here.
All right, well, I'll take a stand on the home team in this one now. Some of the trends do favor Ohio State. The dog is 4-1 ATS the last 5 meetings. The road team is also 5-1 ATS. However, I was on Michigan State when they met in the playoff game or the Big Ten title game last year, and I'll back them again here. Now they're at home. That was a neutral field. They rolled up 438 yards. Connor Cook was just dazzling in that game. And remember, that was Braxton Miller playing for Ohio State. Now you got a freshman quarterback playing on the road. I like J.T. Barrett a lot, as does Urban Meyer, but boy, I wonder about the situation. Road game against a top 20 defense, just a tough situational spot. So at this price, I'm going to take the seasoned, experienced home team here in this one. All right, let's get to some best bets. So, Sean, we'll start with you. What's your best bet? And you're not going to stuff me at the goal line by taking Ohio State here, are you?
I'm not going to do that. I think LSU puts up a good fight and a good shot to win the game. Like I said, this thing is really evenly matched, and that home court advantage is just incredible. So I'm going to take the 6.5 points with LSU.
Okay, I'll take a best bet shot here with Baylor Bears. They're an underdog at Oklahoma early on Saturday. They're on a tremendous spread run, 26-1 ATS. It's a Big 12 rivalry game where home field really hasn't meant anything. The road team is 11-3 against the spread the last 14 meetings. In fact, Baylor is 6-0, a perfect 6-0 in Norman. So I'll take the Baylor Bears on Saturday. Jeff, another blockbuster winner there with the Philadelphia Eagles. That's now 14-4. Give us a best bet, and what do you have for this weekend?
Yeah, my best bet is going to be Auburn minus points over Texas A&M. This week I'll have another 3-game college package, and also you're going to get, if you call LVSS at 866-575-8916, you're going to get 2 weeks of NBA, just $10. I'm off to a great start in the NBA. Started off 7-0, so just call LVSS 1-866-575-8916. Also go to jimfeiss.com for plays every day.
All right, Jim Feist off that 6-2 NFL Sunday. The late breaking info play on Miami Dolphins, a no sweat blowout cover, plus another high roller total winner that was Ravens Steelers over, a perfect 4-0 run with these. For another high roller from Jim at jimfeist.com. For all the guys, we'll see you next week, and good luck with the games, everybody.